Had you told me a few years ago that this is what I would be typing now, my gut instinct would have been to resist. How could it be so? Surely they would have learned their lessons by now. Their third attempt. They got parts of it right before. They just needed to complete the whole. Failure. Not this franchise. Not the one I would have gladly sacrificed multiple exclusives for, if it would have guaranteed excellence. 343 Industries. The studio that thought it could handle the mantle of responsibility. It tried. It really did. That much is most certainly clear. So then why are we here? Surely this cannot be the way the story ends. Halo Infinite? It was supposed to last a decade at least, but that doesn't seem to be the case now. Why? Because 343 Industries is seemingly in a state of turmoil, besieged by layoffs, and the sudden departure of what many were hoping would be its savior, Joseph Staten.
Joe leaving is just like... Joe for me personally was like my major final beacon of hope with 343, because it goes without saying the last year and a half or however many years of Halo have not been great. Infinite was not what we thought it was going to be for the most part.
Halo fans are some of the most passionate, but also most demanding ones. Some can be unrelenting and have extremely high expectations for the franchise. I know this because I am one of them.
Fact that 343 are fucking up the flagship title of Xbox. The title that I think had so much potential, yet routinely proves in the most basic ways cannot handle this franchise.
Why wouldn't we be? We believed in the vision. For us, the Halo series marked some of the best moments in gaming. We were absorbed in its world, its lore. It was unapologetically masterful in its execution, paving the way for first-person shooters in the console space. It took over the gaming world, and rightfully so, yet many Halo faithful believe it barely scratched the surface of its full potential. We still fondly remember the chanting and jubilation of the masses in anticipation of the releases of Halo 2 and 3, chants that we should and could have heard again, but those chants are now nothing more than dust and echoes. I do think we need to be reminded of the real-world implications for the developers at 343 who have lost their jobs as a result of these layoffs. The tech industry as a whole is ruthlessly making cuts and widespread redundancies at a time of incredible financial pressure as a result of global inflation and an impending recession. 343 is comprised of individuals who have had to contend with carrying the legacy of a beloved franchise whilst appeasing a fiercely invested and emotive fan base. This was always going to be an immense challenge, and over the years we have quite clearly seen that within 343 there is an abundance of talent, evidenced by the mixed successes that Halo has enjoyed. Halo Infinite, by the admission of the former head of 343, Bonnie Ross, needed to deliver both a good multiplayer and single-player experience. Had it done that to the degree it needed to, this video wouldn't even exist, and neither would the following statement issued by 343 following widespread speculation that led some to think that 343 would be relinquishing development of Halo. Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. That's it. Barely 2 lines, despite the gravity of what we're witnessing. The statement comes from the new studio head Pierre Hintze, after 1/3 of the staff at the studio were laid off. No specifics are mentioned at all in the statement, not even a vague indication of when things will be shown. Words like epic stories and what makes Halo great are hollow, particularly when we still have not seen a roadmap, let alone a glimpse at the future single-player content. So who's to blame? Well, what about the views of former 343 staff themselves. Take Patrick Wren, who worked at 343 for 6.5 years as multiplayer system designer and senior multiplayer designer. He is scathing in his remarks that Halo Infinite should have been in a better state and blames the incompetent leadership as the reason for the development issues and massive stress that the staff were under. Which leadership is he talking about? Is it that of the studio or even above that? I personally believe he's alluding to the former head of 343, Bonnie Ross, but now we will start to see the truth come out. It really is sad that the leadership appear to have no conviction or clear vision for the single player content for the game. Who made the decision for this game to be free to play? Even by market standards of that model, Halo Infinite's content delivery has been appalling, especially when compared to previous games. 343 has forsaken Master Chief himself, and that isn't me romanticizing the issue. This is literally what is happening. The campaign content has always been the nucleus of Halo. A 10-year plan offered a promise of a vast permeating Halo experience that would be delivered over a sustained period of time. Master Chief was the representative of the Xbox brand. He made Xbox viable. Now Microsoft has removed even him from the box art for the Xbox Series X. The symbolism stares us in the face. So is this the end of Master Chief? Is this the end of Halo as we know it? Or are we now required to have faith in Pierre? If so, are you going to make any demands of what needs to be shown? Is 343 going to persevere with Halo Infinite or bring an end to the 10-year plan? What were the problems before? What are the solutions now? Will 343 offer up any transparency regarding what actually went down? Or do we just trust in Pierre to fix Halo?
I don't think that Halo would do well after that. Like, I don't think you can kind of put out what I would call a half-baked game on a franchise that's so important and do that unless we actually have the time or we had another team to go forth and do that while we're kind of working on Infinite. So
this is the weakest Halo has ever been, and this is despite 343 somehow managing to deliver one of the best playing Halo games ever. We were willing to overlook so many things. Visual quality, it's a cross-gen game but the art style looks great. One biome, but maybe the future content will deliver all of that. No new enemy types. What about the story, the Endless, the Flood and the Law, Atriox, offensive bias, multiplayer content? It's coming, it's coming. We really love Halo. It's why we keep clinging on to hope despite everything. But the future now is so much more uncertain, preceded by a marred legacy that shows that not even a flagship title is impervious to disastrous implosions. The issue with 343 somehow seems to operate as a microcosm of the general state of a lot of Xbox's problems. And Phil Spencer did once say that if we lose our way with Halo, we lose our way with Xbox. This is a sad moment for Halo fans. Many of us, including myself, still kept holding out hope despite our loud criticisms. Some of us at least did not hesitate to make our voices clear in light of those failures, despite the pain it caused, whilst others routinely excused them. So what can I say other than farewell, Master Chief. Hopefully you will return stronger so that we can finally finish the fight. And there you have it. Despite everything, mindlessly, I still cling on to hope. I don't know why. I just want to believe.